Revision is powerful, especially if you're over the age of 50. Hola, beautiful soul, welcome. I am Jody, and I want to share a revision with you. It took me a little while to understand it because we are usually so much in our left brain, which is linear, logical, has to make sense. Follow the protocols, follow the steps, don't ask questions, trust the science, things like that. And nothing about reality creation, living your dreams, like moving in the revision, all of that is illogical because the kingdom of heaven is really in the right side, the imagination. Imagination and will are your superpowers. But so revision is, especially over the age of 50, you might think, well, that's a little wackadoodle, but it works, and it works really well. So all these healing modalities and techniques, they're great, but they keep you focusing on the problem. I got to heal. I got this inner child I got to find. I got shame about this event in the past. I got guilt. And you can neutralize them, but when you know who you are and how reality works, because we are consciousness, and it's always dependent on where our attention is, which is your focus, which is your awareness, which is your consciousness, and who I am being. Because it's energy, right? Everything in this reality is energy. It's been proven. It's not hippy-dippy, wacky, tobacco smoking perspectives. It's actually quantum physics, science. And in time-space reality, there is no time. There's the illusion of time here in this game called life on planet Earth, this 3D linear logical, because that way we feel like we are young, mature, growing older, old. We have this timeline, but we can revise right in the moment of now, because you're always creating from the moment of now, or selecting, really. That's what you're doing, selecting, because it's energy alignment from within. So, for instance, yesterday I was walking my dogs. This is about revision. And I was crossing this road to get to another road. It was kind of, like a little loop and then the road. And sometimes people don't want to stop for pedestrians. And I'm walking across, my hands were full, and this guy kept coming towards me like he wasn't going to stop, but I kept walking. And I was kind of like, dude, what the hell? And then I went, no, revise right now. Oh, he stopped, he waved, and I said thank you, all good. Because you always want to leave feeling good so you can revise. So your perception of your past, say, is very similar, because that moment was already done. And I left and I was like in that, oh yeah, right, I can revise right here, right now. Because you want to feel amazing as much as possible, because you're the operant power, because you are your reality. So for a past thing, because there's only now, even though that car crossing the road kind of, with me was maybe a minute, 5 minutes ago, I can't remember, it was in the past. And I was feeling that in the now. So when you revise a past memory, a memory is just a thought you are having in the moment of now. And chances are, if you were really young, you have an immature or a limited perspective of maybe what happened. And you may be thinking, I don't think so. This happened to me and I know what happened. And I'm not belittling any episode. I've had my fair share of shit and trauma and drama and blah, blah, blah. But when I went back and I just started, no, it didn't happen that way. It happened this way. Yes, you can do that. That's how powerful you are, because you're doing it in the moment of now. And it took me a little while to understand that, but when I fully got it, everything's happening now, because a memory is just a thought you are having in the moment of now, because that's what a memory is a thought. Change the thought. Change a thought, change a lot. You have the power to do that right now. No, it didn't end that way, it ended this way. No, it didn't end that way. It ended this way. So because you always, I mean, guilt, shame, doubt, fear, anxiety. Anxiety is usually about the future. Guilt, shame, regret, the past. But you're activating it now. Now, now, now. So it was explained to me once. I love the photography analogy because it's true. We are blinking in and out of existence. I forget how many times a second, but it's a lot. And when I'm taking photographs, like say there is poles, you know, those old dock poles or something like in the water, and I want the water to look just this mystical, magical, I will set my camera on a tripod and use a long exposure. Sometimes I have to put filters in it, beliefs, fears, doubts, those are all filters. We can't see the real thing, right? So I put it over my lens and I have to use a very slow shutter speed and usually a very low f-stop so that barely any light is getting in. But the lens will stay open for a long time, or sorry, the shutter will stay open. So I'll do maybe a 2-minute exposure, a 4-minute exposure. With my ICM, because I'm moving my camera, I am doing like an 1/8 of an exposure. But if I'm shooting sports, as an example, I'm using, or something in low lighting, I used to do dance and plays and, you know, dark. We would have to shoot at like, back then it was film, so 1,500 of a second. But take it up to sports, you're going 2,500, 5,000 a second. So, you know, you've got click, because sports, you're just going to go continuously, right? And that's like us. We're blinking in and out of existence so fast. We're not even aware of it. We think everything's solid, and that's the power within us to change the trajectory, what we focus on, what we bring light to, because we are consciousness. Whatever I put my attention on, I bring light to. So why would I keep bringing this memory up to life in the moment of now, and it leaves me feeling like shit? It leaves me fearful, doubtful, anxious, mad, whatever the label. It's a state of consciousness that is being expressed in the body, because when you think a thought, neurons fire, and it's the emotional attachment. The more emotional you are charged by this, triggered by this, the body gets flooded with those neurons. So there's different ways of looking at this, right? But if you can go, stop yourself, become aware, because you are awareness yourself and you are powerful. No, it didn't end like that. And your ego mind's going to go, what are you talking about? Of course it did. No, it didn't. It ended this way. Girlfriend, no, you know how it ended. Like, because it's so addicted and it only knows what it's experienced, but it's so addicted to those feelings you've been practicing for so many years that has become habitual in your natural state that you think it's you. But you are not your body. You are not your emotions or feelings. So when you change a thought, when you get that strong will from within and you tell the ego, because that's what you're fighting with, no, it's this way, because you are the operant power of your reality. No, it ended this way. And eventually the ego is going to go, okay, maybe it did. And you've got to be strong enough. That's where the will comes in to say, it ended this way. It always ends in my favor. I'm happy, whole, and complete now. You can throw in abundant, wealthy, joyful, grateful, because we are not our experiences. And when we identify with our experiences, we're letting the 3D control us. We're letting the 3D bitch slap us around. And honey, you are the power. Take back control. No, it didn't happen that way. And you might go, well, I'm lying. Are you? Says who? None of the things that make reality, like switch from this really hurt me to, fuck, I feel great. I can't believe how good I feel. That never happened. Like, I can't think of, like, I've done some wackadoodle things in my life. We all have, right? Especially as we're older. But when I think back, there's nothing that gives me a trigger. There's nothing that I feel guilty about, ashamed of, fearful of, because I've neutralized it all. And that's where you want to be. You want to be the observer. Okay, I had this experience. I didn't like it. It wasn't fun. But you know what? This is how it, or you can do that, or you can choose, that never happened. This is how it ended. Because it's all mental. All of it's mental. And everything starts with thought. You're perceiving a past experience a certain way, but it doesn't necessarily mean it happened that way. And you might go, but let's say something came into this room and there's 5 of us here. Here's an example actually, and this is a real one. I can't remember where or when, so I'm just going to give you little details. But somebody was speaking on stage to an audience and somebody went running by. And he was tall, he was short, he was redheaded, no, he was black, he was da-da-da. That's how it happens. So reality needs to be more fun, playful, because your imagination is your powerhouse. But we've been programmed to use it against ourselves. I'm going to do more talk about the imagination and using it because it is, your imagination and will are powerhouses. So if you can revise on the spot, you walk in, you get shitty service at the store, you go into your favorite coffee shop and you're already sitting there thinking, God, I don't know why I come here. They always fuck up my coffee. Like, why don't you instead say, oh man, I'm going to get the best coffee today. That I always get amazing service because I am everybody's top priority. I get VIP treatment wherever I go. It's so easy because I live in the flow. Why don't you start talking like that? Right? And the same with the past. I had an amazing past. Hey, I grew up in a really dysfunctional family. I mean, I know dysfunction, I know drama, I know that stuff, but now it's like, no, everything was cool, everything was fine. And it's not that I've got my head in the sand. It's like I'm not identifying as the person who had these terrible experiences to let it affect my now, which now affects my future. I'm taking back my power because I'm the observer here if we're spiritual beings having a human experience. I am consciousness, and what I'm aware of, I will bring to life. Let the old life, let the memory die. What you give your attention to, energy flows. Energy flows where you give attention to, and energy is everything. And even though we believe this reality is solid and stable, and it is, but it's also malleable. Because life is created by me, for me, through me, not to me. To me is a victim. And as the powerful operant of your reality, as consciousness, you are the controller. You are the writer, the programmer, the dreamer, the main character. So why not make it in your favor all the time? That's how it works. And at first when I started learning this and studying it and doing it, it felt awkward. It felt like I was lying to myself. And then I kept hearing, yeah, but for all the bullshit that you kept telling yourself, not good enough, not pretty enough, not rich enough, not, I can't, yeah, but I didn't question. I didn't practice my affirming it 100,000 times. I didn't go looking for proof. I said it, declared it, and it happened because I was thinking it. I was being it. So why not think and be always in your favor? And revising on the spot, revising past in the moment of now is incredible. It's like magic unfolding. And that's what I tell myself every day now. I live in a magical, friendly universe. Every day I have magic and miracles. Oh, somebody's here. One of the dogs. But I don't do redos here. So anyways, revision is powerful. Always use it in your favor. And watch how reality starts shifting, because it has to. Your energy is a projection, and reality can only reflect back. It's a mirror. So why not mirror the best version of you? Have fun. Life is easy. I'm in the flow. I radiate, I glow. Because I'm a queen living her dream. Start thinking things like that instead of the old shit. Yeah, but I'm this way because, yeah, but this happened to me. Yeah, but. And I don't say that mockingly. Trust me. I was the queen of yeah, but I can't. Yeah, but this happened. Yeah, but. I think my middle name was yeah, but. So with that, revise. Revise on the spot. Revise your past and stay there. It's simple, not always easy, because the 3D is going to throw you some yeah, but just to test you. Be the powerful operant that you are from within. As within, so without. So go, select, create, have an amazing day. And thank you for being here.